see, and I don't know that I'll be able to see the chat because of the live either. I might have to hold on.
Let's see what you got. Oh, top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, nobody may have joined either, so let me
Right.
actually let me run to my car real quick and get my other device. I can try to see if people join the chat. Okay. All right.
Hang on.
Hello, hello. Okay, now I'm seeing the chat. Hi,
Hi,
Nancy.
guys.
People. Hi, Big 11. Hope you guys are good. I couldn't see the chat, so I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to see it here. Can you see it, Mary Jo? Okay, good. Hi, Katie. How are you? Woo! So,
like coming home.
Yeah,
it just feels like coming home.
Fun. We haven't done this enough, and we haven't done this in a while. But
Right.
it's good. It's a great topic because I know both Mary Jo and I have been experiencing this a lot.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to come on and just, talk about psychic attack and, protection measures, how to protect yourself in these energies right now, because it's so important. The spiritual warfare is really amped up. The psychic attack is really amped up. And so if we can all just just share our tips, share our thoughts, and just together, we're stronger together. There's strength in numbers, truly.
Absolutely.
And it's an important topic to talk about. So, Mary Jo, you want to get started?
Well, actually, I have a question for you, because I was sitting down after last week when you suggested we do this. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the timeline. For me, I don't know about you, but all of this started when we had the first Capricorn full moon in June on the 21st.
Yes.
When I started consciously clearing the karmic energy, especially between myself and the twin and the connection. And it's just been really messed up. I mean, it's been so cool though to be in a position to be, like Spirit's been telling me, pan out. I've been up in the corner watching it all play out. It's so aware of it as it's going on. That's been the most phenomenal thing for me. But has it been that full moon too that kind of triggered it off for you?
It did. And I didn't see it like immediately after that full moon. It was about a week later that I really started seeing it amp up.
Yeah.
So, but that was the time for me too, because what's crazy about the energy was like, I was getting a lot of it in the early part of the year. That's why I wasn't on as much. And then when we hit the eclipse in April, like everything shifted in a very positive way.
Yeah.
So it was like this big lift up,
right?
Level up of very positive and like new beginnings and like a lot of like things that needed to closed out. However, then it took this dip again, and it was right around that time of the full moon, and then definitely with the second full moon too. So it's just kind of been this like onslaught of energy that's been coming in. So
yeah, in different ways. I've been having to be very just discerning as to things. I had a yellow jacket problem in my house. Now I know yellow jackets and bees can be good omens, but I felt the not so good omen behind it. Still had them taken care of on Friday. I woke up this morning. another one in my room right in the light. And I was like, son of a gun, man. They're just so that's telling me this karmic energy is so aggressive. And we've both talked about how it's like going kicking and screaming, like last grips. They're just like trying to grip onto us. And I've had it come through. I did a reading for a gentleman. He walked into my tent at an event, and I could swear if I wasn't seeing a different man, I would swear it was my twin flame. It was, and I caught on to it right away, that it was such a dark energy, and my tent filled up with flies. I mean, there were just so many weird things that were going on. Light bulbs blowing, plants dying, just the most oddball things that had my feelers all going. So, did you freeze on me? You're frozen, darling. Where are you? Sadie, darling, I don't know if you can hear me, but you are frozen. There you go. Come back. Come back. Yeah. Big energy, man. What? Yeah. Yeah.
Into the wash.
Oh man. Yeah. 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 That was crazy when that guy, I mean, I was fine. And then he walked in, he sat down, and okay, one fly, then a bunch of flies, and I had ants all over the table. And as soon as he left, they were gone. I was like,
Yes.
okay, I see you. I see
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's really up. I've had to
Yeah.
pivot in the last like week. And I noticed that too. It's like it's attacking people around me too.
Oh,
Um,
really?
so it's not just me and people who are actively starting to awaken. That's the thing. So it's not attacking people who are kind of like still in that space of being in their sleep state. It's really
Right.
starting to and amp up on people who are awakening, who are around me, like certain people
Wow.
are really starting to wake up. I'm seeing it for them as well. So
That's that's ballsy.
yeah, yeah, it is. Sorry if you guys
Wow.
couldn't hear me. Um, I apologize. I'm like having so many technology issues. I do have another device with me in case something again happens with this one. I can jump into another one. But
Yeah. Well, we were talking about a very strong topic here, so we're going to have issues with the technology today.
yeah,
So
we
they
are.
don't want us to talk about it.
They don't want. Oh. So bear with us, everyone who couldn't hear us. I apologize if you couldn't hear me. I'm glad that you could hear Mary Jo. So do you want to start like just on your thoughts of like how like what, not just what you're seeing, but maybe like what you're experiencing and tips for people to look out for?
Um, well, what more can I say? The biggest thing for me is just to be so vigilant and being alert and being aware of your surroundings and not take anything for granted.
Oh,
um,
yes.
I have been given some new guides, and I've been given some upgrades on guides. And I know it's going to be different for everyone. I'm working really strongly with Merlin and the dragons. I received a third dragon yesterday, which is very significant. I've had the white dragon and I've had a green dragon. I received a black dragon yesterday, and the white and the black dragon swirled around me, and the connection with my twin. So there's, because I know mine is very significantly tied to the twin connection and the divine connection there. And I'm sure it is with most of us that are on that
Yeah.
path. I've been given Archangel Michael, and I used to call in just his blue light, and he has upgraded that to a brilliant blue pyramid to be placed
Ooh,
over me and to be
okay.
placed over my home. And
Yeah.
I am given the permission, I guess I could say, to place it over my twin and his space as well. um Really, for over the years I've been like really trying to pull back from doing things for him, like transmuting a lot,
Yeah.
allowing him to do his journey. But now I'm being asked to step in more, but it's more of a protection of the unit instead of just him and me, so, individually as humans. It's the unit. And I don't know, I'm just noticing, that's for me, that's what's going on. I'm just being given ideas and directives as to how to best protect that, and instead of fighting against the darkness, increase the light, increasing my
Yeah.
vibration, making sure I'm protected. I trust that I'm protected. um
Yeah.
oh, I've got something interesting coming. So okay, I'm going to put a pin in that for a minute. Okay. But yeah, that's so I because in the past I would have been like focused on like really battling the darkness, because I do that in the astral anyway. I've been doing it for a
Yeah.
lifetime. but
Most of
but
us
now,
do. Most of us doing this work do it
yeah,
in the astral.
yeah, but now it's more about really like blasting the light, blasting the highest vibration I can, diving into God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. All, I mean, my faith has just gone like this, and it's I don't know. That's just what my journey's been like just for the last few months. I've had, you know, I've been watching people outside of me going through chaos. I feel like, and even with it, the bugs and the bees and the plant, I mean, all the weird stuff going on, I feel like more of the chaos I'm feeling it on the inside. And I'm not sure if that's, probably most likely my twin feeling that, okay, what the heck's going on, that chaos and all that. So I'm just anchoring in, and I'm trying to ground as much as possible, spending as much time
Yeah.
out in nature, um,
Me.
doing doing things that really feed my soul, consciously doing them because they feel good, not because I
Yeah.
want to do something for the twin. It's because it feels good. I mean, facing fears and doing them anyway. It's just like I feel so empowered, more than I've ever felt, and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the darkness. I'm grateful for these karmics and the fact that they're holding on with their teeth, and because it just makes me stronger.
It does. It That's the thing. It makes us a lot stronger.
Yeah.
And I know Free the People had a question. Does your dragon have, or do your dragons have names? Just curious. Mine does. So,
My green dragon is a emerald green water dragon. His name is Emmanuel, spelled with an I, and he will make sure it is spelled with an I.
okay.
the the white rainbow dragon. I go to call it a white dragon, and a white rainbow always comes out because she's opalescent and she's very feminine. Her name is spelled Caithusa or Sia. Caithusia. I can't say it, but it's, oh, what do we got going on here? But yeah, and the black dragon, I don't know. I have not heard his name yet. And I've heard my green dragon. I just heard his voice. I've had him since 2020, and
Okay.
just heard his voice for the first time about
Ooh,
3 weeks ago. And I was like,
okay.
whoa, man, that was so freaking cool. I've heard his purr. I felt his energy, but I
Yeah.
heard, so that tells me my frequency was where it needed to be so I could translate
Here.
that frequency. Yeah. So cool.
One energy in 3 separate containers, if that makes sense.
That's cool. Yeah. It does
Um,
make sense. Well, consider the twin flame. We are one energy in two
yeah.
containers.
Uh, and
Yeah.
so I don't know any of the dragons' names. I've never really, and it's funny, I should work with them like that, but I really just let them give me messages or give me codes, and then I just try to integrate what they're bringing to me. So I might
Yeah.
now start working to
Yeah.
understand
It's
that.
whenever. Yeah, it's whenever it's time, they'll amp up and they'll push you to listen more and work with them more. And because I didn't
Yeah,
know what to do with my dragon either. I was like, okay, what do I do?
yeah,
And it's only just now since 2020, 2019, 2020. And then it's like, okay, now I'm learning how to work with them. Now I'm learning how to communicate. Now I'm learning how to, to invoke them and call them in and everything and free the people. Is it
tech,
Tekatite?
tech,
To kitty to that. It's huge. That's cool. What color is he, Free? Yeah. Did he say what color is his?
no, I don't see.
No.
Hi, I Inspired Tarot. Hi, Mary Rose. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Enchanted Star. Everyone who's joined the chat. Alex.
Hello, hello.
Um, but like you said, new guides, and I've had a lot of new guides coming in that I've been
Yeah.
working with.
Sweet.
And what I would say that you mentioned that is really important is again just the discernment.
Yeah.
Like really just using your discernment, knowing what's yours and not, because that is part of
Yeah.
the psychic attack is, there's so much projected in our environment. Um, the music, the media, everything is like, in a way, we're constantly under attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with
And
you.
to understand and have the discernment of what's your thought, what's your emotion, what's yours and what's not. Because a lot of the stuff that we pick up and we carry with us is not ours.
Yeah.
And that's part of the deception is, you know, you may think you're depressed because you're feeling sad, but they're not actually your emotions that you're picking up
Right.
on.
Right. Yeah, that's the first time I ever felt a psychic attack. I just heard. I didn't know what it was, and I heard a voice. Back then I presumed it was God telling me that you're under psychic attack because I was all of a sudden I was with a family member that is here to challenge me. Let's just say that, and all of a sudden my energy drained,
Yes.
and I was so sick. My head hurt. I couldn't walk. I had to get out of the car, and I couldn't walk. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, what is this? And I heard it. You're under psychic attack. This is what you need to do. And that's when I learned spirit extraction work. I didn't know it even existed, and it was just like, bam, there it is. And that was 2013. So I've been doing that since then, but using the specific crystals um,
Yeah.
and and how to use it and what to say. And I mean, it's so. But thankfully now it's not that intense for me when I am under psychic attack, because I guess practice makes perfect. I don't know. It's just like you said, the discernment, and yeah, it's just you. It's like you can see it so clearly now,
Yes.
and that's I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful.
And you touched on something else that I wanted to discuss is you'll know you're under psychic attack when just all of a sudden you're around someone or you're in a specific place or in an environment and you start for no reason getting a headache, feeling sick, feeling like your energy is completely drained. Like that is not a normal feeling.
No, I feel like sometimes I've noticed this summer, I feel like I can't catch my breath. It's like I try to
Yeah.
I can't get a breath. And it's like, and then the headache. The headache usually is the first thing, and then the nausea,
Yeah.
and now the breath is a new thing. So
You could feel like
mhm, yeah. Well, because your energy is being siphoned.
yes, yes. And so just be aware of things like that. If
Yeah.
you're going to a certain, at a certain person's house, so you're around a certain environment and you start feeling that way, that's your signal that like that is not a good
Right.
environment for you to be, not a safe space for you to be in. It's something that you really need to be aware of because
Yeah.
part of the attack and part of how attack works is the proximity, like, or being energetically matched to it. So if you're in a place where there's like, you're at a bar and the energy's already a little bit lower vibrational, even if you're around
Mhm.
people that just because of the energy of alcohol and how it opens up the auric field and allows in things to connect, allows in things to attach. Because we have to understand that the physical world is not the only world that exists. Like we live in a spiritual world.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
and so it's just really important to know, like, if you're in a specific environment and you start feeling drained or you start getting headaches out of nowhere, you start feeling the nausea or feeling certain, you just don't feel like yourself and you don't feel
Yeah.
good.
And
That's
and and also saying and doing things that you kind of go back and go, well, that's not me. Why did I say
yes,
that? Why did I even think that? Why did I do that?
yes,
And it's like what the heck,
yes.
yeah. And I've got something else coming in. So one of the things that I found last year, my when my Alta Major chakra in the back of the head there started opening up more, which was 2023. I had a psychic attack then, and what I learned through that is it's like this year I'm noticing that psychic attack kind of zeroes in on that chakra for me right now. I don't know if that's
Okay,
because it's more open. I don't know, I don't know why really, but what I've been given is I sleep with it's not every night. It's only when I lay down and spirit says, go grab your selenite. I have to sleep with a selenite under my pillow right
I do
there
too.
to protect that chakra. So um and that's another thing with the chakras. You can feel where you're being targeted. If
Yes,
it's the emotions, you know what chakras to work with. If it's the mental, you know what chakras. If it's your energy, you know what chakras to work with. So again, there's that discernment. You needing to be just body aware, body conscious.
You
So
need to be grounded enough in your body and conscious enough in your body to know where you're being targeted in your body.
right. And
It's important.
I didn't know a couple years ago. I was told I was being prepared. Okay, for what, and now looking back, having this conversation and how I've handled the psychic attack this summer, I know I was being prepared for this because Spirit knew I was going to elevate to this
Yeah.
degree and probably beyond, and they knew that, when we start shining brighter, the darkness gets even
Yeah.
more uh, determined, but we
Yes.
get more determined as well.
Yeah.
So
It's
no,
so
I'm
true.
very grateful for, yeah, gosh. I mean, I'm sitting in that gracious gratitude this morning. And it's funny, it's one of the cards that came up for me now that I'm thinking about it. Just, I have no regrets for my journey and everything that I've gone through and everything that I've been taught and all the lessons. And I love sitting in this energy right now. And so we've all been prepared for this, all
Yeah.
of us. And, if we can just sit and be still, like you said, ground into our bodies and just sit in that, you can see all those pieces and all those downloads and all those suggestions and all those whatever, shifts in the diet, shifts in the
Yeah.
activity, physical activity, shifts in meditation practices. It's going to be different for everyone, but all those little things had something to do with your preparation for
Yes.
this moment in history, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
And one thing that's really important too is that you mentioned really, and hi Claire, hi
Yeah,
Sang, hi everybody who just really who joined. I lost my train of thought there, but you had touched on it, and I was like, yes, it's so important. Doing things that make you feel good for you. So when you start, and this was
yeah,
earlier in the conversation when you said that you were doing more to just make yourself feel good, that's
yeah,
one way to repel psychic attack, actually. It's
yeah,
a great, like, offensive method. I loved you.
yeah, yeah. We are all connected to Jesus, darling. Yeah,
But to start consciously doing the things that, like, you that make you feel good, that make you feel peace, that bring you joy.
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Gosh, I've got something to say, but I'm not sure if this is the time to say it. I mean, I want to, but I'm just checking the energies here because spirit's like nudging me, because I'm discovering more since my skydiving adventure last weekend. Um, so Quinn, yeah. Have you seen my photos? Did you see the skydiving photos on my Facebook?
Yes, I did. I saw them on your Facebook, and I'm
Did
so
you?
impressed because it's something I've always wanted to do, but haven't done yet. And actually, an ex and I were going to do it, and then that weekend, like, it got canceled right before we went. So I
Yeah,
took that as a sign we weren't supposed to go, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't supposed to go and do it.
right,
I just,
right.
yeah,
Well, so the orb that was in those photographs, I mean, I know it from the light perspective. Well, Quinn saw something different, and um, she saw. I'm trying to not add anything sinister in here because I don't feel it sinister. Sinister. I feel it's the other side of things. She saw. She said, "I see you, Nona, but it doesn't. It's not you because it doesn't have a face, but it's your shape." And it was
ooh,
coming out of my body because I left my body when I did that. As soon as I hit, I was out.
yeah,
And And she said, as it got stuck here, but as it was coming up my fingertips, it leaned down and it whispered in my ear, "Goodbye." And I felt that it was there's just so much. There's fear, old aspects of myself, the karmic energy. But here's the thing, I've got bruises all over my legs, and I'm getting more and more and more and more of them. From I feel it's from that release. I woke up this morning with more bruises on my legs. My left leg I can understand because that's where I had to kneel on the edge of the plane, but my right leg was up on the step. But this morning I've got more bruises on my leg. So either it's happening in the battle at night. I've got a scar from battling the darkness years ago, so I know that's possible. But I just find it very
Yeah.
interesting that I'm waking up with more bruises on my body. And it's only the lower half, the part of my body that represents my stability and my security, you know? But yeah, got my sage going. Yeah, yeah,
Really get
yeah,
battle scars, battle
yeah.
bruises, all of
Well,
those
yeah,
kinds of things.
I've got 3 claw marks
Especially
from a draconian, so yeah. Yeah, not happening, baby. Yeah, yeah. I know them. Yeah, yeah. I I know Cynthia, she's freezing back and forth here. Get it together, Cindy. It's just high intense energy, man.
that's part of energy right now.
Mm, yeah.
So, it's, but
Yeah,
massive breakthrough.
yeah. No, no.
Keep going forward. Um,
Yep, yep.
knowing that the light is supporting you and
Yeah, Absolutely. Yeah, I got that message a couple weeks ago. It's the message was don't look back, push forward. And that's I'm just yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just barreling through everything that comes my way, no matter what it is. And it's like it's a such a different Mary Jo than I've ever known. And she's pretty freaking cool. I'm kind of liking her. She's badass. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, right.
And you're doing the healing work to unpack and to
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
like, but you're a force of
right. Absolutely. Yeah, and I love that. Yeah, yeah, because there was a time I would think, okay, what did I do wrong? Even last year when I had the psychic attack in March, my first instinct was, what did I do wrong?
yeah,
And then it took me maybe a couple months, 2, 3 months for me to really shift that mindset. And now I know that when I'm getting attacked, it's like, okay, I've done something right here. I've done the
yeah.
work. I've leveled up, and I'm just gonna keep going with it. And yeah. It's it's like those markers.
Freezing up, that's part of the energy that we're currently experiencing.
Yep,
But I wanted to talk about so like and yet sometimes we don't use them or we're not fully aware of everything that we can do or use to protect ourselves. So
right. Yeah, you know, the one thing I could say is, I've needed to make sure from, like, every 3 months, I upgrade my tools. Like, when I call in my
ooh,
angels, I ask for the upgraded version of them. When I work with the crystals, I ask for the upgraded versions, the ascended masters, the upgraded versions. My own personal guides, from at least once a week, I'm asking, making sure that they're presenting in their upgraded form. So we are the match energetically and the frequency matches better. Um, and God, I mean, because that kind of just engulfs everything, it's making sure that you have the upgraded version of your tool in your toolkit of everything
yeah,
that's in there. Um, like I said, I've been using the Archangel Michael's blue pyramid instead of the blue flame. I still use the blue flame when I drive. That's just I think I've been doing that so many years that it's just habit.
yeah,
Um, but waking up every day, some people might want to wake up every day and ask to be anchored into their Merkaba, their light vehicle. Um, Sage spray, sage, incense, tincture
yeah.
bells. I have my tincture bells somewhere on the table here. Uh, Yeah, singing bowls, anything that it's like I said, it's just going to be different for everyone, but whatever
Yeah,
it is, just make sure it gets upgraded from time to time. You know, that's the best thing that I could say, really. And in discipline. Notice how you feel when you're using those tools. If it feels, refreshing, then keep doing it. If it doesn't, if something's lacking, or not, I don't like that word lacking, but if just something is falling short for you, add something into it. Add some,
yeah,
spices, or some sage spray, or Florida water, or, um,
yeah,
I mean, my table is covered with crystals and incense and sage, and it's everything, and sometimes it's got to be everything that you use, not just one thing. I could have an incense burning, but I'll still burn sage, or I'll still spray sage water around me. Um, it's just whatever I'm guided to do in the moment, and in each moment, and just being, again, there's that discernment, and being aware of, okay, I just got that message in, not sit on it and wait for another time, but just be proactive and be active in listening, and taking, steps to follow through. I mean, spirit's going to give you the nudges. You just got to follow through with them. If we're just going to sit on the couch eating chips, we're not going to get anywhere. We
yeah,
have to co-create with the universe, and that,
yeah,
because that's how it works. And then we're blessed. However
yeah.
that's going to
That's
come. What do you got behind you?
the squirrel. I can hear him like there's a lot of squirrels around, and there was birds all around me earlier. It's just I like this spot because of the tree and
Yeah.
stuff, and the animals, and um what you said about using, sometimes you have to use all the tools, and that is so important to understand, is that like it's not just going to be one thing to protect your
Right.
energy, to protect yourself. Sometimes it's going to be everything that you need. Sometimes it's going to be, just you setting the intention and saying to your guides, to your angels, to Archangel Michael, protect me in this space, protect my energy. um and it is a very personal, everyone's everyone's protection methods are personal and unique, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of methods out there. And one of the things that my guides have been getting me to understand lately is that, again, I am the power source. And so when I recognize that, and I'm not getting into that thinking of, oh, I'm being attacked, and oh, this is happening, and blah, 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 and just saying, okay, no, enough. And I'm setting healthy energetic boundaries, that in itself will be a protection. That in
Yeah.
itself, where you're just like, absolutely not engaging in this. I'm setting energetic boundaries. I stand in my power. I call my power back. Like that in
Nice.
itself is very protective.
Yeah. I just want to add a little asterisk to that. Remember, everyone, that the first person that crosses our boundaries is us. So
Yeah.
you have to be, there's no other way to be, other than, dedicated and determined. I think those are I got another word coming through, but I can't grab it. Maybe it's another D word. I don't know, but it's just because if you set a boundary toward the darkness, toward a person, a situation, that boundary is also for you.
Yes.
Don't you, because we'd be the first person to cross it, whether that's a mental boundary, emotional boundary, energetic boundary, whatever it is, we're the first person
Yeah.
to cross it. So
Very
take
true.
responsibility for that if it happens. Don't beat yourself up if it happens. Just say, okay, I see what I did. Now let's reinforce that boundary, and reinforce my dedication to that boundary, and that determination to keep me safe, keep me protected, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that was one of the hard lessons. I mean, I remember the last couple of years, I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" Oh yeah, I did that. I did that. You know, crossed my own boundary. Yeah,
Yeah. And that's a great That's a great reminder. It's a great thing because it's the truth. It starts and ends with us, right?
Yeah,
So what you're allowing in, what your belief systems are, if you're falling
yeah,
into like old traumas, old wounding, like you're basically saying I am powerless, which is not the truth.
right. Even if those old woundings come up, it doesn't mean that they have to cross the boundary. Maybe it's coming up to be
Exactly.
looked at for one last time or something else needs to be shown to you. But it's like a very precarious fine line that we walk,
Yes.
you know. So
And you
being
said it
aware.
best earlier, is it is important to understand at this level, you do not need to fight the darkness. You
No.
just need to hold and carry more light. You need to
Yeah.
infuse yourself with more light. Don't fight the darkness. Like,
No.
and fighting is duality. It's that energy, darkness wants you to fight it. Darkness wants you to bring
Absolutely.
it. Darkness
And
wants
so
you to
why
come
feed it?
out of yourself, come out of your truth.
Yep.
When you are in your truth, when you are in your power, when you are in your light, there is no reason to fight darkness.
Nope. No,
You
you're
don't need
right.
to.
And in the past, I would have done that. I would have fed it and wondered why it was so hard to get rid of. And then it's like,
Yeah,
no, now I understand it. And it's like, just, I asked Jesus to saturate me with it, with his love and his light. And it's
yeah.
just, it just
The
expands
one
out
thing,
from me.
absolutely. So I've been dealing with this energy of like judgment and harassment and all these things from other people. And what spirit is just saying is like, just send them love. Don't get angry.
Yep.
Don't react. They're in the space that they're in. Just send them love. And this is part of my lesson because, again, I think I have a fear of being seen.
No,
It's here. Like, and I have
I
a
get it.
channel, but I still don't actually want to be seen. I don't want to be. I was urged to start a channel. I was urged to start doing messages. I was like kind of pushed into it. So it's just like,
Yeah,
you got to go. You got to go. And I would make all these excuses like, I'm not fully healed yet. And I'm not this and I'm not that. And they're like, no, you got to do it. You got to
right.
do it. That's part of the process of your healing. And that's where you're going to get to where you want to be, is just doing it. You just got to do
Yeah,
it. Do it
yeah,
from where you're at right now. But it's challenging for me. It's challenging to be seen. And that's why I've gone through some of the negative experiences that I've gone through in my life. I get it. I recognize it. I understand it. I understand it. I overstand it. Is because it's to be comfortable being seen in my authentic truth as I am, and not giving an F what anybody says or does or thinks about it. Like you
yeah,
literally have to be in that space where you're unbothered by the external world and you're just doing your walk with God, and you're just sharing your light and shining your light in the best way that you can.
yeah.
And
That's beautiful.
so again,
There's a
back to
train
owning your,
whistle. Did you just
yes,
have a train whistle or something?
yeah, there's a train going by. It just comes back to owning your power, owning your
Yeah,
truth, you know. And it's important for everyone to recognize there's no, like, the external world again is a projected reality, it's a 3D matrix, it's the Maya, it's the grand illusion. What's true is you are true, you are
yeah,
real, you are God, you are, spirit embodied. And so you're meant to express that. You're meant to express that.
yeah. And
um
and
and
it feels
whichever
good
way,
when we get out of our own way and out of that fear. We realize how, um, I don't know. It's there's a humbleness, there's a graciousness, there's it feels like the natural state. It feels good, to finally do
yeah,
that, and to not walk and carry that fear. It's like feeling that weight gone off the back,
Yes.
and it, gone from here, and and yeah, I'm seeing that a lot for myself as well, um and it's but I get what you were saying about, yeah, you're shining your light, you're doing your healing, but you wanted to be seen, but you didn't want to be seen.
Yeah.
And I could resonate with that for a little bit, because it was like, I know I want to be seen, because that's what I asked. I asked to be known for, what I'm here to do. And but then when I started to be recognized in my area as being the medium and the tarot, I was like, I started doing
Yeah.
this, I wanted to hide, because I knew that was going to bring in the attacks, and
Yeah.
could I handle it? It did show me some things that I still needed to work through and to face for my own self. But I'm very grateful for, those experiences, of course. But yeah, I get it. There was something that was coming through, and I lost it while you were talking, which is no big deal. If it was meant to come through, it'll come back. But it's just what you said was just so important. And I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you face those fears and you listen to your guides.
Yeah. I mean, I am too, and I'm glad that I've been able to connect with you on this journey. But it's like, I know a lot of it has to do with like past life stuff too. Like, I'm working
Yeah,
through a lot of stuff.
yeah,
I came to clear it all up, clear it all
yeah.
out. And
Oh,
you know, when you have a certain gift that people don't understand, you're going to be persecuted, you're going to be ostracized. I've been murdered many times for my gifts in other
yep,
lifetimes. So that's also something that I'm clearing up. Something that I'm
yeah.
working through.
That's why I skydived.
Yeah.
I was pushed off a cliff over water, and actually the lake that's right next to me is where it happened in another lifetime.
Okay.
I grew up, my aunt had a trailer on that same cliff. I sat on that cliff the night of my senior prom with my feet hanging over it. The cliff is now gone because it's eroded. It's called Chimney Bluffs in this area, but this is
Okay.
my favorite area. I love it. And the beach that I was at yesterday, it's the same lake that I drowned in. It was my divine masculine who pushed me by accident. He meant to go grab me, but he bumped into me because he was being shoved by the villagers, and their pitchforks and their torches
Yeah.
and all that. But that's why I skydived. But the funny thing is, I thought I would I was going to be facing the fear, but I had already faced the fear. I had no fear to skydive. It's so much peace. So it's like I
Yeah.
I did that work. I did that, and
Yeah.
celebrating that was new for me, to really acknowledge that for myself. There was something I wanted to say. I can't remember what you said, but I got the thought back again. Um, when we're clearing this, the karmic energy, when I've been clearing it from my twin connection, I know the past life that she has with he and I, um, and the debt's been paid for years. And so what's come
Yeah.
in now, and I've been slowly doing it for a couple years, but it's really anchored in now, is really loving her and
Yes.
thanking her, and
Have to.
wishing her, yes, I wish for her to be dissolved energetically, and the influence dissolved from our connection and from him and from me, and past life, this life, for everything. But I wish nothing more for her than her to find her happiness and her true path, because she's just as trapped as we were
Yeah.
in that karmic cycle. So that's a new space for me just today.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
That's
new
been,
space
but
for me.
what you're saying is what my guides have really been getting me to understand, is that when you love them, and we view it as like the external enemy or the adversary or the op or whatever, but when you
Right.
love them, you've cut the cord in a way that it can never come back, because you've
because that
you
space is healed now. There's
yeah,
no way that can connect again.
yes,
It's just like, it's, I don't know. You know, we could say healed, we could say clean slate, we can slate blank
yes,
slate, we can,
but
but
that's what it
those
is.
are
It's exactly
so,
what it is.
but even those words are even,
Too minimal to
yes,
describe. Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
It's so much bigger and wider and deeper and higher. It's just, I don't know. It feels good to be in the space though, you know, to feel
yeah,
that and to know that I have feelings for her. I have no hard feelings if he stays with her. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. And I
Just
see that.
reading everybody.
I know they thought they put me in exile, but that's same thing. Same thing with me, Free. They thought they
Yeah.
isolated me, but they brought me home to myself, and
Yep.
I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Um, and it's just now getting comfortable with facing my fears, getting comfortable with being and embodying all that I'm meant to be. Because again, the fear of being seen is part of the fear of that light, fear of that greatness.
Yeah. Fear
Sometimes
of
you can
having
be in the
everything that we desired.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that the divine masculine is there right now, really facing their work. I can't hear you. Come back. Come back. Can't hear you.
for those. Oh. Here, can you hear?
I feel like I need to start singing Kumbaya. Right. I am the truth. I am.
The
Ah,
love
Blossom Good
I,
Child. You watch
I
Blossom
am.
Good Child, right?
Yes,
Yep. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am.
I am the light. I am the love. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yep, very
Okay.
clear. But it was so funny. I mean, even the glitching, it was like
Yep.
watch. It was like watching a cartoon on reverse on the VHS. You know.
Oh my gosh. Too funny.
I love it.
So, what I was going to say for everyone, if you're in that space, or, your twins in that space where there's a lot of psychic attack, where there's a lot of um, just feeling like you're being hit at all angles, whether it's energetic, whether it is actual people showing up in your life to be the challenger for you. If you can just send them love, hold space for them, that they're your teachers. They're not your enemies, they're not your adversaries, they're not your ops. They are your teachers. They are giving you a sacred service.
Yep,
Even shifting your perspective of the energy can change the frequency of the attack, can change the attack.
absolutely. Just want to address Jean here. Jean, we're talking about psychic attacks and what to do and how to protect ourselves and all that good stuff. So just to catch you up real quick.
Yeah, sorry.
We
And
are
I mean,
having technical difficulties today.
yeah, I'm having a lot of technical difficulties, and I apologize. I know that again,
Not your
it's just the
fault.
energy. No, but it's the energies that, that I'm meant to heal, that I'm meant to continue to allow to help me to grow and expand and not stop just because there's obstacles.
Yeah.
And that's important too, is like if you're facing obstacles, facing attacks, like again, it's not a sign for you to stop. It's not a sign for you to like to
No,
think that you're done something wrong or that, life is attacking you. That's not why it's happening.
no.
It's happening because you're literally at that breakthrough point.
Yeah. I love what Big
But
1111 just said. You see what she said? Sadie is jumping
saw
timelines are in front of us.
that.
Happy to be a witness to that, man.
Lifting up, lifting up. um, so yeah, energetic protection is important during this time. Um,
Do you do
do more to.
cloaking?
I do, and I was given this one. It's like the cloak of Christ. That's a
Okay.
really good one that I like. I do cloaking, but I don't always cloak because I notice when I cloak in certain spaces. That's what I want to say. I don't always cloak because I notice like that's the thing too is protection is important, but you don't want to be so like how do I want to say this? You don't want to be shut off.
No, you still have to be open to allow. Yeah.
Yes.
One of the things I forgot, I love putting mirrors facing out all the way around me.
Yes, me too. I actually just do this quick one. It's like higher self. I ask for a mirrored bubbled shield of unconditional love around my auric field, completely allowing anything that's not mine to be sent back to where it needs to go. And I don't even say sent to the sender, just where it needs to go, because spirit will
Yeah,
know where it needs to go.
sure.
um,
Absolutely.
I
I
like
like
you
that.
said, you the blue flame in the car. I'm always asking Archangel Michael to be in the car with me. Archangel Michael shields up around the car, shields up as I'm driving because I do a lot of driving, so that's super important. The blue flame super important. Um,
Yeah.
I also notice if I'm in certain spaces that I will use the violet transmuting flame to transmute the energy to the higher form of energy, to the highest vibration that it could be for the highest good of all, especially like if I'm in a crowded room or a busy area. I've had to go to the DMV recently and stuff, and I used it there and I noticed like the experience
Ah.
was better.
Okay. Okay. That's
Um,
something I was introduced to the violet flame, years ago early on the path, but it's not anything that I've really, really worked with. And it's just starting to filter in, like when I'm, praying or setting my intentions or anything, I'm noticing that it's Saint Germain is coming in and
Saint Germain has
Metatron is
become
coming in
a lot
more.
for me personally, but we had a strong connection years ago, and then I shift different guides, different
Yep.
phases of the journey. You will have different guides and different
Yeah.
energies that connect and come through, but Saint Germain's been coming through again very strongly. And so transmutation is good too. You can transmute energy because everything's energy, so you can transmute things as well.
Yeah.
Just lift it up, just to lift it for the best for everybody,
Yeah.
without taking away anybody's energetic experience that they have chosen.
Absolutely. And that's something really important to mention, that we cannot intervene and interfere with anyone else's contract and what they're here to experience. So
That
the intention is everything. Everything. So got to be really clear on what you're doing and the intentions behind it. And
And that's another thing. Intention is important. So understand that, again, you are source embodied. You are an aspect of source. So you are that creative light. You are creative energy. And when you just set your intention to protect yourself, when you set your intention to see the truth of something, when you set the intent, like, and you can say it out loud, guides, spirit, show me the truth of this situation. I set my intention for clearing. I set my intention to know the truth. I set my intention for protection. That in
Yeah.
itself is very powerful.
Yeah.
For you, Jean, because, and I want to, attention is everything. Intention is everything. Absolutely. And your attention too. If you're so focused on the attack and so focused on the things that are happening around you, you're giving it power.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like you need to be aware, but not give it your power. Like
Yeah.
you said, be vigilant to know what's going on around you. Be vigilant to know your surroundings, to know what's coming in, but also don't give certain energies your power either.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know, and remember, it's all for the highest good of everyone, you know,
Yes.
because whoever is bringing that lower energy into your environment and your experience, they have a contract to do so. They
Yes.
have there's a reason, and they cognitively probably don't even know what the heck that is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But everybody, it's just we're all working in tandem here, and so we can't diminish what they're here to do. Yeah, I think you said it. You really said it all right there. Intention, intention, intention. Be very clear. I was
They
told to
do
just
have,
shut up right there. You see that?
yeah, they do have a contract. Absolutely. They do have a contract to show you something, to teach you something. So again, understand they're not your ops, they're not your enemies, they're your teachers.
Yeah.
And you're teaching them equally. You are equally teaching them.
How you react and how you versus how you respond.
Yep. It's showing them as well. So, Jean, for you right now, this is a really important time to set your intention since you got pulled into something this week. And this week has been one of those weeks. There's been, a lot of people I know, myself included, have seen the truth of things that came up this week and have needed to take action on those things. And so, Jean, really important for you to get clear, for you to get quiet, ground your energy, set your intention to be shown. If this is my exit sign, job, and from the situation, spirit, show me what's spirit, show me what's the next best steps. Grow your hair and cut your job.
Grow your hair and cut your job, or yeah, grow your hair and cut, yeah, I got that. Okay.
If she
I'm working
showed
on the
you
cutting the job thing.
people cannot be trusted, definitely you've got to take a leap of faith. I had to take it this week. So I'm right there with you, Jean. In a job situation, I had to be like, peace, love you guys, here, I'm gone.
Yeah.
did
Wow.
did did it in the highest vibration that I could, but certain things you should not allow and certain things you should not accept. And like, if you're in a position and a situation where now you see the truth, now you understand the truth, again, but ask God, ask your guides if this is your exit sign, if that was your exit sign. Mine was very clear. Mine was very like, time to go.
You'll have no doubt. Yeah, you'll have no doubt.
Yeah, I believe this is my exit sign. Okay. And here's the thing though, Jean, even though you have plans to leave February 1st, Spirit may have other plans for you. So that could be like a tentative leave date, but just know that, like, if you
Be
are not
flexible.
vibrationally matched to something at this time, it's going to be cleared out. I'm really feeling that with the timeline changes, with the timeline shifts. I mean, what's not meant for us is either we're moving out or it's moving out. Like there's
Yep.
no holding on to it.
Nope.
There's no
Not at
holding
all.
on to it. So it's very, very important to understand that, Jean. And so just have have a backup plan, have a if things don't go exactly the way you're wanting them to go, yeah, 2-week notice doesn't always work. I agree.
Right.
The
I'm
job is
just
not,
looking at.
you know that, then
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
wait till
We
February.
Yeah, we've been talking about that, both Sadie and I, in your readings, Jean. So for like a year, if not more. So
You just we're not meant to be in a place anymore.
yep.
This is what I need to live. Bring it to.
Yep. And I can attest to that. I can attest to that. It does. Yep. There was no money. Yeah.
Really true for the people.
I love that so much.
It's so true.
Yep.
And so, anything else you want to add, Mary Jo?
I don't think so. We've talked about a lot of tips and procedures and guidance. I mean, yeah, I think we've covered quite a bit. I'm on.
There's just going to be a lot of stuff, and everything is being revealed for what it is. So that is the good aspect of this time
Yeah.
is that you're going to know the truth, the truth of people, the truth of situations.
Yeah.
Even if they want to hide it, you're going to know. You're going to know. You're going to know. And if you can, again, just use your discernment.
Yeah.
Really, really tap into your discernment. Understand that the world we live in is also non-physical. And so thoughts, emotions, sometimes like getting angry for no reason, a lot of times that's not your stuff. It's been projected at you, or you're picking it up from other things and other sources. And so being very vigilant about where you spend your time, how you spend your time, what your attention is on, what you're listening to, what you're
What you're
consuming,
feeding. Yeah.
what you're reading, what you're watching, all of those things, because everything in this reality, I don't want to say is compromised, but it can be compromised. Like
Yeah. It's easily compromised for
it's
sure.
easily compromised. And so when you know that, and and it's compromised in ways that are very energetic. So that's why understanding your body and what feels good to you in your body, understanding what foods your body is like, nope, not this one.
Yeah.
Understanding, like I used to love, I was born in the early 80s and I grew up in the 90s, and I used to love like 90s alternative and stuff like that. And I still love the music, but there are certain bands and stuff that I cannot listen to anymore. I just vibrationally and
Mhm.
energetically, it doesn't
Yep.
match. And just understanding that and being okay with it. Certain things I can't watch anymore
Yep.
because it brings me down to a space where then I'm more susceptible. That's the other thing too. And maybe I didn't
Opens
mention
you
this
up
enough.
again. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're in certain spaces or in certain jobs or around certain people, they can energetically bring you down to a certain space where then you're more susceptible to attack as well. So it's important to be aware of what you are in proximity to, is what Mary Jo was saying earlier. Being aware of your surroundings, who's around you, who's influencing you, because everything is always sort of influencing us energetically, whether we're aware of it or not. And not all the influences are positive influences. There's a lot of false light. There's a lot of deceptive energies right now to kind of like trip people up or take them off their path or get them to compromise themselves. Mary Jo said it best. You are the first person your own.
Yeah, my phone is getting too hot.
Yeah, the universe is shaking. Big 1111, so I totally understand that. But it's just important to use your discernment, understand what feels right for you and what doesn't feel right for you, and make no apologies if something doesn't feel right for you. It's like peanut butter.
Right.
Like, peanut butter, I like peanut butter. It's not like my favorite, but like if you're allergic to peanut butter is fatal to you. So don't be around peanut butter, you know? Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. Like, you have to really be
That's so
mindful of that.
funny. That's so funny you bring up peanut butter. I've developed an allergy to peanut butter this year.
Yes, no, and you're going
I love
to
it.
certain foods. Like right now, I'm not eating chicken because chicken makes me bloated. Chicken drains my energy. It's funny. I've been vegan. I've been vegetarian. I'm not vegetarian right now, but I was told to stay away from chicken, and I've lost weight. I wasn't losing any weight. I was just like carrying all this weight, and it could be what's being put in the chicken, even the organic chicken. But I was just told to stay away from it. And I feel like 10,000 times better the fact that I've been staying
No.
away from it. So just understand.
Yeah,
Um,
listen to your body. Everyone's gonna be different. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
listen to
because it's
your
funny
body.
because I just made a piece of chicken today, and I seldom eat meat, but when my I'm craving like a lot of protein right now. Cottage cheese, never had that before in my life until a
Yeah,
month ago. Um, and chicken, and I've got an event tomorrow, and the spirit said you're going to be bringing a chicken wrap. Okay, so it's like,
yeah.
what the hell? So yeah,
But peanut butter. I love peanut butter because peanut butter is a great analogy for everything that's energetic. Like, some things are going to work for you.
yeah,
Sometimes it's not going to work for you, and just knowing yourself enough to know what's working good for you and what isn't.
hmm,
Using your discernment, being grounded enough in your body to know what feels good for you and what doesn't,
yeah,
um, is where you're being proactive against the attacks. Because again, sometimes you don't realize, just being in an environment around certain people, or just listening to that song on the radio, that is really sort of draining and dragging your vibration down.
right,
And so when you can be more aware of that, more in tune and attuned to that, you're naturally going to sort of be more protected, and naturally, like, be mindful of, you know, your vibration. Keeping the
right,
vibration high as you possibly can right now is very, very important.
yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, we talked about blasting the light instead of focusing on the attack or the darkness or anything that's like that's around us, and that's so important to do that.
Yeah.
When where our energy goes, our attention goes, or the energy goes. If we're going to feed it and fuel it,
Yes.
then it's just going to get harder, and because you're putting up more resistance to it. Just throw that back onto yourself and just beam yourself out. It's the best
Yeah.
advice that we could ever give to anybody, really.
It's so
So,
true. It's so true. And I would also say this is an important time as well to just, Mary Jo, you touched on this earlier. We're always being guided. We're always being given the guidance. We're always being given the signal. We're
yeah,
always being clue.
You just got to listen.
We gotta listen and we gotta take action on that.
Yeah.
Because like if you're not gonna listen, then you're basically just saying, okay, it doesn't matter. My protection doesn't matter. It doesn't, you
Right.
really gotta listen and take guidance and take
And the
action on the guidance given.
and the funny thing is, 9 times out of 10, we asked for that guidance. And then when it comes, then we sit there and we don't do anything. We might write it down. Oh, here's a
Yeah,
note. That's the guidance I got, but then we do nothing about it. Yeah,
so
again, it's
true.
a co-creative experience. We I love saying, because it's how it comes through. We can't just sit on the freaking couch eating a bag of chips and do
It's
nothing
true.
and expect the universe to do it all for us. It doesn't work
So
that way. We work together because we are the universe. It's a co-creative experience, and there's just no other way. I
yeah,
mean, I can't fathom another way. Even the more I elevate, I can't even fathom how the old life was, because I don't resonate with it anymore. Did I lose you? Now you're frozen. All right, where'd she go? There she is. Come on. You can do it, Sadie. Are you there? Okay, well, my phone is getting hot. My phone is getting hot. It's telling me it's gonna shut down soon. I'm here. We're here. Hello. You're frozen, but I can hear you. I am the light. I am the light. Hmm. Oh, I'm losing you. It is done. Thank you. I think I really lost you, so I'm gonna have to go now. Love you guys. Thanks, Sadie. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Sadie. I got syllables. That's all I got. Bye, guys. Sadie's frozen. I don't know where she is, so I'm just gonna click off.